welcome to Janae's Journal. Yes, I changed the name from Polished Planning and Palette. It was nice, but I think just something simple represented me a lot better. Anyway, today is Saturday, May 16th, and it is pretty early in the morning. I think it's about 6:45-ish, and I am going to do a quick video. I have to be honest, I am very, very upset this morning. It's a long story. I won't go into it too much, but just put it this way. I am going on an overnight trip later this morning, and the person that I'm going with, who I've known forever, and we back and forth. We've been on and off for years, for 12 years. Anyway, he's taking me someplace overnight, and it's going to be great, to a nice kind of place that's not too far away here in Colorado. And it's awesome. It's really awesome. Not just like a resort or anything. There's a whole bunch of awesome stuff to do up there. But anyway, up in the mountains. So anyway, we've been planning for this all week. And then last night he sent me a message saying, okay, cancel. He didn't even say anything, just said cancel. And I said, why? And then about an hour later, he wrote back saying, well, he's got all this stuff going on, but we can go. And I was mad. No, we can't go. Yes, I know we can go. Yes, we are going. Make up your mind. Gosh, quit toying with people. That's so annoying. However, I did text him this morning, said that was not cool. You saying yes or no. Don't, whatever happens, ladies, always speak your mind, even if it comes to the detriment of your relationship or non-relationship or whatever it is, your situationship, but always speak your mind. So I did say, that wasn't cool. Are we going or not? And so he said, yes, we're going. And so I'm like, oh. So this morning has been a little bit of preparation, just packing my bag and just making sure my home looks decent before I leave. It's no big deal, really. It's just an overnight trip, but it's something I've been looking forward to because I don't get out much. You guys know I'm a homebody. I don't do stuff much. So anyway, sorry to go off a little bit on a tangent, but I believe in not letting things fester. I usually do put that kind of stuff in my journal, but all this stuff just happened less than half an hour ago. And so, but we are going. And so I'm just trying to get my equilibrium back, kind of. Okay, guys, I'm sitting down, and I didn't do my switch out last week of my I need a big coffee this morning, of my vision board cards. I did not do a switch out last Saturday. So these were the ones the cards that were on my vision board up until just a few minutes ago. We had peace. I hold alignment with my source energy. I am safe and loved, and resilience. So I'm going to put those four. It always says pull from the bottom. Let me take this off. Okay. Pull from the bottoms. So I put these ones, I move this off and put these on the top. And then I pull four more. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let me put that away. Hope I didn't spill my coffee. Okay, what do we have for next week, which is my second to last week of school? And the seniors, by the way, had their very last day yesterday. And it was very emotional. You can just feel it in the air, but I will see them at their graduation on May 26th. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, the first card is contentment. Contentment. Now, I think I know what that means, but it's the being content about things. I don't know if I really like that, because sometimes being content can keep you stuck. but there's probably other ways of describing that. So that's not one of my favorites. Okay. I am at home in my body. Yeah. Yeah. All the time. All the time. I think most people feel that their body is their home and everything else is kind of secondary. So yeah, I am at home in my body. Freedom. Hmm. That's a good card to have come up. There are things going on in the United States that are just really kind of bad, and that are challenging people that look like me, our freedoms. So I'm just praying on it. That's all I can do, really. Okay, so and the last one is I am in harmony with nature. Yes, and by the way, I transferred my tomato plant, my catnip, and my thyme plants, which didn't, the thyme and the catnip did not grow very well. And I looked it up and it said that they're very kind of hard to grow. They're very temperamental plants. So I shouldn't feel so bad that they didn't grow very well, but they grew a little bit. But the tomato plant was growing really great. But I was supposed to transfer the plants. Now, by the way, this is the first time I ever gardened in my life. I'm not even good at repotting stuff, So anyway, I they're supposed to grow them in the house for 6 weeks because they didn't want any frost. So after 6 weeks, we're supposed to put them in a bigger pot outside. And so I did that yesterday, and my poor tomato plant had been unfortunately turning slowly yellow because I hadn't done it. I was supposed to do it at 6 weeks, and this last Sunday, I think, was the 7th week. But anyway, I went to King Soopers last night and got some more potting soil and some pots, and I put those repotted them and put more soil and watered them and put them outside. So hopefully, of course, I'll have to deal with the elements a lot more and bugs, which is something I do not like, but I'm trying to learn how to work with the soil. And it's not that hard really, but I don't have a green thumb. Anyway, so I put those outside and they're looking really good, and I just hope that they live and flourish out on our deck. Okay, so I'm not going to do too much in Ella today because honestly, I don't really have anything planned, but I will show you where I am. And I did put some sticky notes on today because I have a lot of stuff today that's going on with my little trip and preparations for that. This is a wonderful thing. I don't believe I just now got this, that I understood this, because this is great for teachers because this is a compass card, but you're supposed to use it for something else, but it's also a progressive task list. You see that? But I use it because we have a lot of absences at my school. And almost every single class period, someone from the front desk, which is the administrators, call to relieve one of the students. And so if I always have to have a list of who is, because we turn a piece of paper in to the front desk, which is our roster, saying who's absent and who's present. I like having a list of who is absent. So these are all the absences for yesterday. And so when the front desk calls me, and they say, Michael please send him to the front desk. And I look here and I see these names and there's no Michael. And I tell them that, Michael, there is not in, Michael is, if they say, if they say something opposite, I have the list here of who is absent because I can't see it past sending it back to them. So I know exactly who's out. And so when they call, I can check to make sure that they're still in the room. And this has been working really good for me. I might use it for something else in the next couple weeks because, of course, I won't be teaching over the summer. But this really came in handy. So anyway, for Saturday, May 16th, also today is my brother-in-law's birthday. My brother-in-law, Aaron. I don't know how old he is. I think he's got to be close to 59 or 60 years old. But I wanted to give him a shout. They live on the East Coast, and with my sister, and he's the best the only brother-in-law I have, except for when I was married. But he's a great guy, and happy birthday, Aaron. Also today, sorry, May 16th is Janet Jackson's birthday. I just know that because, I'm a Michael Jackson fan. Anyway, the quote is, most people spend their lives going to bed when they're not sleepy and getting up when they are. By Cindy Adams. That's a good one. Anyway, today is the 136th day, 229 left, and week 20. Today I will do my gratitude, and this is just here for decoration. Of course, it's the Lord, but my gratitude list I put here, my mini journal, I call it my mini journal, is here. And then my actual journal, I won't show you the actual pages, of course, but I'll show you what I use for my journal pages. These is what I've been using for my journal pages. And I usually put whatever my mood is right here. And then the date, the time, the temperature, my current weight, and where I am. If I'm in here in what I call the queen bedroom, I put that there. If I am at school in senior seminar, that's one of the classes I teach, I put that there. And I highlight all that. And then down here, I just journal. And I journal a lot, you guys. That's the reason why I changed the name. I journal all the time. Whenever I have a free period at school, because we have planning periods, I journal. I journal in Barnes & Noble all the time, here at home all the time, pretty much wherever I am. If I have a few minutes and if I have a flat surface, I'm journaling because it gets a lot of my feelings and events and just life out of my body and onto paper. So I don't know if I'll ever be a digital planner. I do have my Google Calendar. Of course, I use that for stuff like birthdays. That's how I knew it was Aaron's birthday today. But I don't particularly use that for journaling or anything like that. I could if I wanted to, but I don't. I prefer to write. So anyway, I'm also going to show y'all for tomorrow because I will not be here. So there's nothing on here that you, okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. There's nothing on here that's huge. The quote for tomorrow, May 17th, is career is too pompous a word. It was a job, and I have always felt privileged to be paid for doing what I love doing. Barbara Stanwyck, she's an actress. She was in the television series in the 1980s, Dynasty. She was a much older lady then, beautiful. She was like a diamond. And I looked her up one time, and my gosh, she was beautiful as a much older lady who, with very silver hair and very old. I think she was about in her 65, 70 years old when she was on Dynasty. But I looked her up. You guys look up Barbara Stanwyck when she was young. Oh my gosh, she was a looker. She was so ridiculously beautiful. So anyway, tomorrow is the 137th day. There's 228 left, and we'll be on week 20. And I put this, may the Lord of hope fill you with all joy and peace. And up here, again, I put my gratitude list, usually 3 or 4 things that I'm grateful for on that particular day. And down here's my mini journal. My mini journal, which I've mentioned before, is the journal that I will share with my subscribers at the end of the year. So I put stuff that's kind of lightweight right here, you know, the stuff that I wouldn't mind people seeing. Just little stuff like school things, or something funny that happened with my daughters, or something funny that happened with our cat Lucy. There's a million things that you could put here. And I'm not don't just do it just to do it. Sometimes I just leave this blank, but most days I fill it in because I just like to journal. That's my thing. I do have a junk journal, but I still never really got into it. Here it is. I had started it. What is this? Hold on, this is a note. I had started it, but I never finished it. So that was the beginning of what I'd done. And I was trying to do this, what do they call these Dutch doors? But I never finished that. But one day I will. And there's a little sticky that I want to put back in here. Okay. I have a couple journals over here. I have this awesome self-care journal that is by Keleva Plan, and it's really great. Matter of fact, I might take that with me on my trip because that'll be something fun to do while I'm up in the mountains. And then I have this awesome, I think I showed this to you a week ago or so, gratitude journal. It's a little too heavy for me to be taking, but I do use this. Actually use this at least every other day. So 5 minutes a day toward creating a meaningful life of joy and connection by Maria Gamb. So anyway, those are all my journals, and I keep them all here on my desk, except for Ella. Of course, Ella comes with me all the time. So anyway, probably on Monday morning early before school, I'll do a planning sesh with y'all, or a stickering session, and let you guys know how my weekend went. I think it's going to go great because we got our little animosities out of the way already. So we're just going to go with fun and positivity and love in our hearts and go have some fun because I deserve it. He deserves it. He really deserves it. He's one of those people who works 6 days a week. And so he doesn't get out much. So, but he gets out more than I do. I mean, because I don't get out hardly at all. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be leaving in the next few hours to go on up the mountains. We live really close to the mountains. I'm so glad about that. And it's a blessing having mountains in our backyard pretty much. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to close up Ella. And I hope you have a wonderful, you guys can see all this, a wonderful, fantastic weekend. God bless you. God keep you. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.